Hey, you? Yeah, you. Let's talk about something you might not know much about, lupus. It's a real jerk of a disease. See, our immune systems, they're supposed to be the body's bouncers, roughing up the bad guys, the germs and viruses. But with lupus, the bouncers get confused. They start throwing elbows at the body's own organs and tissues. Not cool, right? This little mix-up, this case of mistaken identity, is what we call an autoimmune disease. And lupus is a master of disguise, affecting everything from your skin to your joints, kidneys, even your heart. Think of it like this: your body declares war on itself. Not exactly a fair fight, is it? The result? Inflammation, pain, and a whole lot of other not-so-fun symptoms. We're talking fatigue that could knock out a horse, joints that feel like they've been replaced with rusty gears, and a rash, oh boy, the infamous butterfly rash. It spreads across the face like a villain's mask, a telltale sign of lupus's mischief. To keep this unruly guest under control. So, what causes this whole lupus shebang? Well, if I had a nickel for every time a doctor said, "We don't know exactly," I could retire to a beach somewhere and sip margaritas all day. But alas, the exact cause of lupus remains a mystery, shrouded in scientific jargon and unanswered questions. What we do know is that it's a complex interplay of factors: genetics, environment, hormones. They all seem to have a hand in this mess. Think of it like a recipe for disaster, with each ingredient adding its own special brand of chaos. Diagnosing lupus is like trying to solve a jigsaw puzzle with half the pieces missing. It's a process of elimination, of connecting the dots between symptoms, medical history, and a battery of tests. One of the big players in this diagnostic game is the ANA test, which stands for anti-nuclear antibody. Don't let the fancy name fool you, though. A positive ANA test is like a red flag, a sign that something's up. But it doesn't necessarily scream lupus. It's just one piece of the puzzle, and doctors need to consider all the angles before making a diagnosis. Section 4. Navigating the labyrinth, treatment and management. Now let's talk treatment, shall we? Because once you've got a lupus diagnosis, the real work begins, and by work I mean navigating a maze of medications, doctor's appointments, and lifestyle changes. It's enough to make your head spin, but hey, we're in this together, right? First up on the lupus hit list, NSAIDs. These over-the-counter pain relievers are like the duct tape of the medical world. Good for a whole lot of things, including reducing inflammation and easing those achy joints. But sometimes you need to bring in the big guns, and that's where corticosteroids come in. These powerful anti-inflammatories are like the superheroes of the immune system, swooping in to calm things down when things get out of hand. But wait, there's more. Anti-malarial drugs, immunosuppressants, biologics, the list goes on and on. It's enough to make your head spin, but the good news is that with the right treatment plan, people with lupus can live full and active lives. The key is to find what works for you, and that takes time, patience, and a whole lot of trial and error. Section 5. Living with lupus, a journey of strength and hope. Living with lupus is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about pacing yourself, listening to your body, and learning to ride the waves of flare-ups and remissions. One day you might feel like you could conquer the world. The next, you can barely drag yourself out of bed, and that's okay. Lupus is a fickle beast, and it doesn't play by the rules, but here's the thing. You're tougher than you think. You're a warrior, facing each day with courage and determination, and you're not alone. Millions of people around the world are living with lupus, fighting the good fight and supporting each other every step of the way. So the next time you hear the word lupus, don't shy away. Educate yourself, spread awareness, because knowledge is power. And together we can shed light on this often invisible illness and make a difference in the lives of those living with it. And hey, maybe one day we'll even find a cure. A guy can dream, can't he?